welcome to the channel that celebrates Disney memories through food.
That's right.
What are we celebrating today?
Today we are celebrating, okay, so we're gonna make one of the most popular Disney dessert items out there. It is, I think, the fourth thing we've done from the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and these are gonna be zebra domes.
Get excited.
We're kind of modifying a recipe that's going around that's kind of a Disney recipe that we've seen out there. When you get those recipes that come directly from the Disney restaurants, you have to kind of look at them with a little bit of a critical eye because they're not always scaled down and the proportions are oftentimes like way out of whack. So we know that it is a chocolate mousse that has some liqueur and some espresso in it. So we're gonna keep a very similar base there. And then we know that there's kind of a cake base, we're gonna do that too. So kind of keeping some of those things intact, but yet having a recipe that I think is a little more proportional. There's a bottom layer of kind of like yellow cake at the bottom of the zebra dome. We took a yellow cake mix, just a box cake mix, I know, sorry bakers. And then we just baked that cake off and then we cut it into little discs that we are eventually going to use as kind of the base layer. We do have one piece of specialized equipment that we're using today too. Let me grab it. These guys right here.
Yeah.
These are the dome molds. They're silicone. These are great to have. I think they're worth buying, especially if you're going to use them for other stuff. But there may be a way to pull this off if you are very careful and creative without these two. But we're going to use them today. So the yellow cake bases are made. We cut those out, right?
Yeah, we cut those out into circles. Done. Step one. Easy.
So the next step is going to be creating our chocolate mousse.
We have our little gelatin packet. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Want to make sure it gets kind of incorporated. You can just kind of toss it around a little bit. We have some heavy cream and we're gonna whip it to soft peaks. There, yeah, we got some nice soft peaks here. So now we're going to put this in the fridge and just kind of forget about it for a few minutes. We are gonna come back to this, but now we're gonna get our chocolate going over the double boiler. We're gonna melt this chocolate in with some cream. All right, so we have some melting going on. That's just starting to loosen up a little bit, which is good. Okay, I'm now gonna take this off of the double boiler because it's getting a little hot in here. I'm just gonna allow the residual heat to kind of finish melting this. Now I'm feeling like all of our chocolate is pretty much melted. So it is at this point where we wanna add our additional ingredients. Our chocolate, coffee, and Kahlua are in. The next step is gonna be adding our gelatin that we've been blooming. I want to make sure you give it a good stir. We're going to take this chocolate and add it back to cream and whip it up some more, and then it's ready to go into our molds. We want this to cool down just a hair before we actually get in there and use it. The chocolate base is ready to be added to the cream, and we're just going to whip it up a little bit more. It's important to know, don't over whip this mixture, otherwise your cream could separate. You don't want that to happen. I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit first and add it in. Just going to kind of do a little dollop here. Add that into our mixture, and then just kind of slowly mix it. Just incorporating a little at a time. All of my chocolate is now in here. This is the kind of critical step. We want to give it its last mixing. Don't overmix, be patient. Go to my spatula here just to kind of give it a little bit more of a fold, get those ingredients incorporated in there one last time. And there you can see we have kind of a nice, silky, smooth chocolate mousse there. And now from here, we're gonna get this into a piping bag and we're gonna pipe it into our molds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill them about a third of the way full, then we're gonna take a spoon and we're just gonna kind of brush them to kind of fill them around the outside. What I'm gonna do now is actually finish filling these with the rest of our mousse. Okay, I have filled all of the molds. A little sloppy, but that's fine. So I'm just gonna lay that base on. All about that base. And there you go. So what needs to happen, like I said, these now need to go into the freezer where they're gonna freeze overnight. That's gonna hopefully allow them to set. So then the next step will be to actually do our white chocolate ganache that we're gonna use to top these zebra domes. So fingers crossed, we'll see how these turn out. It is day 2. Our zebra domes are still in the freezer, but now we want to do our white chocolate. We need to do a couple things behind me on the burner here. So let's come on over and we'll do those things. This is probably about 2 ounces of cream, about 1/4 cup, I would say. And then I'm gonna go with some sweetened condensed milk. That's 1/4 cup right there. And we're just gonna heat that up just to get it nice and hot. What's gonna happen here is we're actually gonna use this to melt the chocolate. And I'm just gonna go ahead and give that a stir and let that come up to temperature. So we just get all that in there. Gonna melt down that white chocolate. This does look a little bit thick, so what we can do is add a little bit more fat to it. The other thing that I want to do is add our gelatin. So I'm going to take the gelatin here that we've been blooming, and I'm going to add that as well. And the reason why I want to add it while that's still hot is that that way it can kind of dissolve and break up a little bit. So what we've done, we actually added a little bit more cream, like heated cream. We added like another maybe 2 ounces or so, just to kind of get that nice texture. But one thing that we noticed, it's a little bit grainy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass it through a sieve. So I have it right here on top of my bowl. I am now gonna go ahead and just push the rest of it through, just working out any chunks, and whatever lands in our bowl should be nice and smooth. And I can tell you guys, it already looks like we are heading in the right direction. We are gonna top our zebra domes with this. We want it to cool down a little bit because if it was too hot, we would melt those frozen zebra domes and we kind of lose that whole dominess of the whole thing. So we're gonna let this just kind of get to room temperature, and the hope is that you're gonna have that zebra dome. It's gonna be nice and cold, and it's gonna get hit with the kind of room temperature white chocolate, and it's gonna just really help it set and really be nice and not melt anything down. So that's what we're doing next. Zebra domes out of the freezer, feeling pretty good. It's kind of exciting. Pull those corners just to kind of free them up. All right, and then we're just gonna kind of pop them out. And there you go. Okay, so our zebra domes are out. We are ready. They look terrific. I'm really, really happy with them. So now it's time to dress these with some of our white chocolate. Which one should I hit first?
Oh, this one.
You're going with this one first, okay. All right, first one's done. I'm just gonna go down the line, hitting them all. If there's anybody out there watching this that has like OCD, they're probably super not into the order that I'm going in, and that's cool, man. Go in whatever order you want, live your life.
If anyone is complaining about the order that we're doing these in, you may just want to not watch our videos anymore.
It's organized chaos is really, that's where we thrive. We were born in it. So after we get these done and get these covered, they're gonna go into the fridge for a little bit. Just because there's a little bit of gelatin in this white chocolate, we want that to set up. But then we're gonna hit them with the zebra stripes, and we're gonna put little mini chocolate chips on the side. Oh, hi, hello. Okay, so we are ready to give these things their zebra stripes. So I got some dark chocolate. I'm just gonna put this in the microwave for like 15-20 seconds till it's melted. Then I'm gonna transfer it to a little sandwich bag. We're gonna snip the little tip off of it, and that's gonna be where we're gonna do our zebra stripes. So I'm just gonna take these mini chocolate chips here and just gonna kinda put them around the side here. So there's our sides. The next thing we're gonna do, add our stripes. So I melted some dark chocolate into a little plastic bag here. I'm just gonna snip the little tip off of here. You can use a piping bag if you have it. If not, this is a super low tech solution. You just kind of snip the little end off of it here. And now is when you give it those beautiful zebra stripes. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some of the chocolate chips back to this side here because they fell off. So here it is. So I'm gonna cut it in half just so you guys can see the cross section. There is our zebra dome cross section. Feeling pretty good about it. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a taste. It's delicious. You can taste that coffee that's in there. You can taste that Kahlua that we put in there as well. I love it. I mean, it's comforting. It's a fun project to remake. You know, it's a delicious dessert. It's kind of a signature dessert at AK Lodge. I would say also, if you want, mess around with the mousse ideas. If you don't like Kahlua and coffee, do something a little bit different. Do raspberry mousse, do peanut butter mousse. You can do really whatever you want with these. Another thing that we did is we plated them up with a little bit of coconut on the bottom too. So you can do coconut at the bottom. You do coconut and chocolate chips. A lot of different things that you can do. But this is really wonderful and takes me back to my days at AKL. So hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe for more stuff, and then also let us know the things that you'd like to see us make, because we're up for making anything. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.